The desolate asphalt road stretches out under a heavy, misty sky. Tiny raindrops or a thick mist drift down, dampening the road surface and the wild grass along the sides. The air is still and quiet, broken only by the faint whisper of wind through distant trees and the dull rumble of occasional cars speeding by, splashing through puddles before disappearing into the haze. Close to the road's edge, huddled beside a weathered concrete utility pole, lies a dog. It's a medium-sized dog with what looks like golden retriever mixed in its ancestry. Its fur a dull matted yellow-brown, clotted with mud and obviously dry and rough. More starkly, patches of fresh red blood stain the wet ground around it and mat the fur on its front legs. A piece of white cloth, seemingly torn from something hastily, is tied tightly around the dog's muzzle, restricting its breathing and preventing any cries. The dog sits huddled, head low, its thin body leaning heavily against the cold concrete pole, as if seeking any small comfort or support. Its brown eyes are half closed, listless and fixed on the wet ground, or staring blankly into the distance, filled with a profound sense of despair, pain, and utter exhaustion. Each time a car speeds past, its body flinches slightly, but then settles back into a posture of helpless resignation. A palpable sense of loneliness and abandonment hangs in the damp air around this small creature, left utterly alone amidst the cold and harshness of the day. Just as the feeling of endless solitude seems complete, a dark-colored car appears in the distance, slowing down. Unlike the others, it pulls over to the side of the road, coming to a stop a short distance from the pole. The driver's side door opens, and a young woman steps out. She has long, slightly wavy reddish-brown hair and is wearing a bright red hooded waterproof jacket that stands out vividly against the gray landscape, dark black leggings, and simple, dark athletic shoes. She sees the dog. Her face, youthful and kind, initially shows surprise, but this quickly transforms into an expression of deep pity and palpable concern. Her eyes are fixed on the image of the weak, blood-stained, and tied dog. After a brief, decisive pause, she closes the car door softly and begins to walk towards the pole. The road surface is still wet, reflecting the lonely figure of the dog and the approaching image of the woman bringing a flicker of hope. She walks purposefully but cautiously, trying not to startle the dog further. As she gets closer, the dog, still trembling, slowly raises its head. Its tired eyes meet her kind gaze. In its look, there is the instinctive wariness of an injured creature, but also a hint of tentative curiosity, and perhaps, just perhaps, a fragile spark of hope. She stops a few feet away, her face soft and reassuring. The young woman gently kneels down on the wet ground, bringing herself to the level of the chained golden retriever mix. Her face holds a soft, kind smile. Her voice is low, warm, and soothing. Hey there. Be brave now. Oh, you poor thing. What happened to you? She murmurs. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I just want to help you. She slowly extends her hand, palm down, a short distance from the dog, allowing it to sniff her cautiously. After a moment of hesitation, the dog tentatively reaches out its nose to her fingers. Receiving this small sign of trust, she becomes a little bolder, gently reaching out to stroke the dog's head. Her hand runs through its matted damp fur, but the warmth of her touch seems to bring a measure of comfort to the cold, weary creature. The dog leans slightly into her touch. Next, she focuses on the cloth tied around its muzzle. Her face is intent with concentration, her movements deliberate and gentle as she works at untying the knots, afraid of causing the dog any more pain. She mutters softly, "There. All done. You can breathe now." When the cloth is finally removed, the dog opens its mouth slightly, perhaps taking a deep, shaky breath or panting lightly, a clear expression of relief washing over its face. She gently strokes the area around its mouth. Then she turns her attention to the heavy metal chain. Carefully finding the clasp, she slowly unhooks the chain from the dog's collar. The sound of metal clicking open echoes softly in the quiet space, not the sound of being bound, but the sound of liberation. She says softly, "Done. You're free now. No more chain." The heavy chain falls to the ground. The dog, now unburdened, sits quietly beside her, looking up at her face with a rapidly growing sense of trust and profound gratitude. In that moment, on the bleak roadside, a wonderful connection is formed. The young woman slowly stands up, looking down at the now unchained golden retriever mix with a relieved smile. The dog also attempts to stand, but it's clear this is a struggle. One of its hind legs is noticeably limping. The woman doesn't hesitate. She gently supports its thin body, helping it to its feet and guiding it to walk. "Come on, darling. Let's go. Get in the car, okay? I'm taking you to the vet," she says softly, her voice full of encouragement. She helps the dog take slow, painful steps across the muddy shoulder, moving towards the dark-colored car with the open door waiting nearby. The dog limps along beside her, each step difficult, but it perseveres, trusting the hand that guides it. The woman constantly looks down at the dog with deep concern, adjusting her pace to match its struggle, whispering encouraging words like, "Keep going. One step at a time. You can do it, boy." As they reach the car, she opens the door wider and gently helps the dog step up and into the vehicle. "Right. Good boy, you did it," she exclaims quietly, her voice filled with relief. The dog carefully places each paw onto the car floor or onto the seat, a clear effort to avoid putting weight on its injured leg. Finally, it is safely inside the warm, dry space of the car. The woman makes sure the dog is settled and comfortable, perhaps placing a soft cloth beneath it. She closes the car door gently, then quickly walks around to the driver's side and gets in, inside the dark-colored car, which is now driving steadily along the road. Through the windshield, the wet, winding road stretches ahead, and the misty rural scenery of blurred fields and trees drifts past. The young woman is in the driver's seat, hands on the wheel, focused on the road. Beside her on the passenger seat or floor, the same golden retriever mix is lying quietly. Its head is resting, and it's looking out the window, its expression calm, but still holding a hint of wariness. Raindrops or trails of mist are visible on the windshield. The atmosphere inside the car is quiet and peaceful, broken only by the soft hum of the engine and the steady roll of the wheels on the wet asphalt. The dog is breathing evenly, its body more relaxed than when it was chained. Occasionally, the woman reaches out a hand to gently stroke the dog's head or rests her hand lightly on its body, offering comfort and reassurance. Her hand feels warm and soft against its fur. The dog might subtly lean into her touch or accept it peacefully, a sign of its growing trust. The woman looks at the dog for a moment, her eyes full of tenderness. She speaks softly, as if talking to herself and her new companion. "I can't believe someone would do that to you. You must have been so scared. And in so much pain, weren't you?" She gently strokes the dog again. "But it's okay now. You're not alone anymore." She smiles faintly. "I'll take care of you. You'll get better." She looks ahead at the road, thinking for a moment, then looks back at the dog. "What should I call you now? How about Sunny? I hope from now on your life will only have sunny days." She looks back at the road, her voice determined. "Let's go, Sunny. Let's go home." Inside of a modern, clean, and bright veterinary clinic. The room has sterile-looking walls, perhaps light blue or white, with shelves of medical supplies and equipment neatly arranged in the background. On a stainless steel examination table, the same golden retriever mix, now bathed and clean, its yellow-brown fur looking softer and less matted, is lying calmly. It's relatively well-behaved, accepting the care it's receiving. A male veterinarian, wearing a light blue surgical mask, blue rubber gloves, and a white lab coat, is carefully examining and treating the dog's wounds. His movements are gentle, precise, and professional. He might be cleaning wounds, applying disinfectant, or carefully wrapping clean, white, professional bandages around the dog's chest and injured legs. The dog lies still, maybe letting out a small whimper when a sensitive area is touched, but it doesn't resist, as if understanding that this is for its own good. Standing nearby is the young woman, who has likely removed her red hooded jacket and is wearing the clothing underneath, perhaps a simple white t-shirt or sweater. Her face shows a clear mixture of worry for the dog's recovery and immense relief and hope at seeing it receive skilled professional care. She watches the vet's every move intently. The dog might briefly turn its head to glance at her, and she offers it a small, reassuring smile. Medical equipment, like a monitor showing vital signs or an IV stand, might be subtly visible in the background, highlighting the professional setting. The atmosphere in the room is quiet and focused, centered entirely on the well-being of the dog. The scene shifts to a warm and comfortable living space, perhaps a rustic log cabin with inviting wooden walls and polished wooden floors. Soft, golden hour sunlight streams through a large window, filling the room with a peaceful glow. The young woman, now dressed in comfortable home clothes like a simple white t-shirt and dark black leggings, is sitting on the floor. Beside her, the golden retriever mix looks dramatically different. It's much plumper and healthier than before. Its yellow-brown fur is clean, soft, and shiny. Although it might still have a few light white bandages visible on its legs, its recovery is clearly well underway. A metal food bowl is placed on the floor, and the dog is enthusiastically eating kibble from it. The sound, a cheerful sign of its returning health and appetite. The woman sits nearby, watching the dog eat with a warm smile, her eyes full of love and deep contentment. After the dog finishes eating, she takes a small training treat from her pocket or a nearby dish and offers it to the dog. The dog, looking much happier and more alert than before, wagging its tail lightly, gently takes the treat from her fingers. "That's right, Sonny. Eat well, darling. Eat lots so you get strong quickly," she says cheerfully while it's eating. "Good boy, Sonny. You're so good. You're so smart," she says as she gives the treat, smiling widely, her joy at the dog's progress and the trust it shows palpable. She strokes the dog's head and ears affectionately. The dog leans into her, seeking closeness and affection. She speaks softly to it, her voice filled with warmth. "See, Sonny? This is your home now. You're safe. No more cold or fear." She hugs it gently. "You're staying here with me, okay? I promise. This is your home. Forever." The peaceful and safe atmosphere of the home highlights the healing, not just physically but emotionally, as the dog finds its place. In a large, vibrant green park, filled with warm sunlight, mature trees are scattered across the landscape, and small wildflowers dot the lush green grass. The young woman, now wearing a cheerful, bright outfit like a pink t-shirt and dark black leggings, is running playfully on the grass. Running alongside and around her is the golden retriever mix. It is now fully recovered with no bandages visible and looks incredibly healthy, strong, and full of boundless energy. It runs at full speed, its golden brown fur shining in the sunlight, its tail wagging wildly behind it in a blur of pure joy. The woman throws a ball or a toy, and the dog chases after it like a flash to retrieve it. When the dog brings the ball back, it might playfully jump up onto the woman, who is crouching down on the grass, wagging its tail furiously. "Run, Sonny! Get the ball! Go, go, go!" she calls out, laughing heartily. Yeah, amazing. Good boy. You're so fast. When the dog reaches her, she hugs it affectionately, both of them smiling radiantly, their faces reflecting pure joy and happiness. She holds her furry friend close, her voice tinged with emotion, but overflowing with happiness. Sunny, you did it. You're all better now. Under the warm sunlight, in her loving embrace, the dog nuzzles its head against her, showing deep affection. She looks at it, her eyes filled with love. I love you, Sunny. You found freedom, and you found love. The scene concludes with the woman and the fully recovered, incredibly happy golden retriever mix sitting peacefully side by side on the vibrant green grass, perhaps looking out towards the horizon, or simply looking at the camera with serene, joyful, and utterly contented expressions. The warm sunlight bathes them in a golden glow. There are no longer any signs of suffering or loneliness, only the image of freedom, deep love, and a beautiful friendship that blossomed from a simple act of kindness.